Welcome to the Garden City Community Chat Show, episode number 612, with your hosts Carrie, Tom, and Mike. Their guest for tonight is John Prosch from the Garden City DDA.
There he is. Well, hello, Garden City, and shout out to our neighboring communities as well. This is episode number 612 of the Garden City Community Chat Show. It's Thursday, March the 2nd, 2023. We're so happy you could be with us tonight. We hope you're all safe and doing well and survived that ice storm. Looks like another big one heading our way. We'll find out the details shortly from Tom.
Tom will stress for it.
Probably a day and a half. We were pretty lucky, I guess, compared to some, but I hope you're all safe now and have your power back and you're watching this. It was crazy. I know that. We're happy to be back. That's why we didn't have a show last week. I am your host, Carrie. Also joining me tonight, Garden City's very own meteorologist, Dr. Tom Nowinski. How you doing, Tom?
Mike hit it right on the head. It's always stress and busy weather.
A lot of weather. This is really a complex one, that's for sure. Also, former city councilman and past president of the Garden City Kiwanis, Mr. Mike Jones. How you doing, Mike?
Excellent, Carrie, but I'm getting better.
Awesome.
At least until Tom's weather report.
Right. Hey, we don't have to go anywhere, at least. We'll just sit there and watch it. Let somebody else shovel it. Hey, tonight we are pleased to have the interim DDA director with us tonight, Mr. John Prosch. We'll be chatting with him shortly. Also, Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More is back with another tax talk for you. And our question for tonight kind of pertains to Joe's segment, and it is, do you own an electric car? If you do, or you're thinking about getting one, you might want to listen to what Joe has to say about that. Like I said, Tom's going to be here shortly with a crazy weather forecast, and Mike's going to close out the show with some community announcements for you, so stay tuned for that. Now, tonight, if you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and post your questions and comments in the comment section, or you can also email us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, which is up on the screen right there. And you can text us 4788-9319, and we'll get those up for you. We also want to take a quick minute to say thank you to each and every one of you for your support every Thursday night, not only from our hometown of Garden City, but several of our surrounding communities as well. We'll also be doing some shout outs to those of you watching in the chat room, so stay tuned for that. We really appreciate everyone's support. And remember, we'll continue to promote not only our community, but yours as well. And speaking of community, if your organization or business has any announcements, what should they do, Mike?
Gee, I don't know, Carrie. Maybe email us?
I think that would probably be a good idea. Email the details to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook page at facebook.com/gcchat, and Mike would be more than happy to pass that information along for you. We also encourage any local business to check out and join the Garden City Business Alliance and see what great things they can do for you. For more information, go to their website at gardencitybusinessalliance.org. All right, let's get Tom in here with a check of the weather, and then we're going to be chatting with DDA Director John Prosch. Stand by for Tom. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away.
Well, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, winter has really been raging its ugly head the last couple weeks. So
Yes.
Before we get into kind of the next storm that's going to be moving in tomorrow, I did want to briefly recap our storm that we had a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it was already all the way back until February 22nd. It was a pretty big ice storm that moved through the region, and it just created a whole bunch of mess. I mean, power outages that lasted for days, and cold temperatures behind it. So it was kind of interesting because the next day after this, we got up into the 40s, and then all the ice completely melted. Right. And these people were still without power, just residual after effects of it. And then after that warmer day, right behind the ice storm, it got cold, and then there was even some snow behind it as well, and it just created so many issues behind it. But yeah, we got a pretty good dosing, about 0.3 of an inch of ice. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it was definitely a lot of ice out there, and it created a whole bunch of issues. And I did just want to briefly mention that because it caused a whole lot of issues, even for you personally. So it was one of our bigger kind of winter storms of the season because it wasn't snow, but it was just an ice storm. And it was something that can happen, but it doesn't happen very often in Michigan. And so it just is a pretty remarkable storm. And hopefully this next one won't be too many of an issue, but it's going to be another hefty snow out there. It's now going to be more of a snow event. So we dealt with kind of an ice event, and now we're back to a wet snow event. So temperatures, as we get into tonight, are going to drop into the 30s. They're already into the 30s, and it's going to overall stay a cloudy day out there. But by the time we get into Friday morning, we're going to see kind of overall a dry morning. So if you have any outdoor plans, or if you want any last minute plans before the storm happens, any morning commutes that you need to do, you should be pretty good for that. So there shouldn't be any issues until the afternoon hours. But by the time we get to 1, 2 o'clock is when the snow begins to move into the region. And it's going to start out kind of as a heavy, wet snow. And basically it's going to stay that way throughout much of the afternoon through the evening before ending kind of around midnight and 1, 2 a.m. And then it will begin to wind down and end during the overnight hours. So leading up to this, just before the snow hits, we actually are going to get into the low to mid 30s. So we're actually going to get above freezing by a good amount of temperatures. So we're probably going to see a high around 36 just before the snow hits, which a lot of people are wondering, is that even cold enough for snow? And the answer is yes, but it's just going to take a while for the snow to really get its act together within the atmosphere, and it's going to happen very quickly. So this is going to be a very complex storm because what happens is it's going to be snowing so heavily in the atmosphere that it cools down the atmosphere very quickly. So this 36 that will be kind of around noontime just before the snow hits is going to drop dramatically by a couple degrees and get kind of around the freezing mark and stay there probably for the rest of the day and into the evening. So yeah, it's going to get above freezing, but the cold air and the heavy rate of the snow falling is actually going to cool down the column fairly quickly and really accumulate the snow fairly rapidly. So there could be kind of 1 to 2 hour inch per rates with this as we kind of get into the afternoon hours. So the kind of the prime time for that is going to be late afternoon and kind of into the late evening. So anytime after 4 o'clock until probably 9, 10 p.m. is kind of that time frame for that heaviest snow moving through. And overall, right now, this storm has been just complicated to just forecast because leading up to this, I wasn't thinking that this was going to be much of a storm. I mean, I thought we were going to be dealing with a warm side of the storm, kind of a little bit of snow, but more on the side of rain. And then the overnight models completely changed dramatically and made it all snow. So if the trend continues for this, and there are continuing to align that over the last couple of model cycles throughout the day today, we could potentially be dealing with at least 8 inches of heavy, wet snow across the area. And that's being conservative.
Wow.
If we get into some more convective bands, which is definitely a possibility with thunder and lightning, we could definitely see double-digit totals.
Oh,
That is a big caveat. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still kind of leaning toward kind of around 8 inches, and that's pretty significant total in itself. It's definitely going to be causing a lot of issues with the with accumulating probably at least the majority of it on your grassy surfaces, on your kind of your trees, and the roads are going to be tough, but they're not going to be impossible to drive on because the temperatures are still going to be right around the freezing mark. So salt and kind of the residual March atmosphere, I mean, we're in March already, will help a lot with the roads. So yeah, they'll be a little tough at times, and they're definitely going to be slushy. They're not going to be impossible to drive on. So that's kind of my thought process on the roads. But overall, unfortunately, if you get some heavy wet snow to really potentially cause some issues with power outages again, that is definitely a possibility if you get some heavy wet snow on power lines and on tree limbs, and that can knock into the power lines and cause some issues. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the ice storm, but there could be some isolated power outages for sure within the vicinity of the area. So right now, I'm thinking as we get into the afternoon hours tomorrow through the evening, and then kind of winding down after midnight is the next round of this storm. Another aspect of it is going to be the winds as well. So that heavy wet snow within kind of the windy pattern of it as well. Winds will probably be 30 to 35 mile an hour winds with this snow as well. So all of this is really coming together to create quite a hefty winter storm across the area. So there is definitely going to be a lot of impacts within that as well. So if you don't have to be out and about tomorrow evening, don't, because it's going to be quite a mess out there, and it's going to be a quick, heavy, wet snow to really accumulate fairly quickly. You're going to see snowflakes fairly big out there, so don't be surprised to see that, and you're going to be not wanting to go out and about.
Yeah, and everybody will say, "Oh, it's so pretty."
I know it is so pretty if you don't have to go out in it, but if you do, you're like, "Oh crap, I don't want to."
Exactly.
Unfortunately, yeah, another winter storm is going to be moving in tomorrow, so brace for that. But as we get into the weekend, we're definitely going to dry things out. We're going to warm things up. All that snow is actually going to melt fairly significantly. We're probably going to see temperatures getting back into the 40s both Saturday and Sunday. And by the time Sunday rolls around, we're actually going to see the sun come back out. So that's going to also help a lot with the melting of the snow. And then as we get into Monday, we're going to see another system move through, but right now this one's looking all rain. So we're going to see temperatures kind of getting to actually probably in the low 50s on Monday with rain. So it's going to be crazy to see this snow come down. And then the next couple of days, it's going to be probably completely all gone. So these winter storms, they come in fairly quickly, but like a day or two after, you're like, what happened? It's all the residual impacts of it are kind of already gone. So it can come in like that in March. And March is definitely coming in like a lion. So it's definitely a hefty snowstorm to deal with to start kind of the month of March out there. But kind of after this, I don't see any more significant storms after this. I do have some rain, like I said, on Monday. And then kind of getting into next week, it is going to start to cool down a little bit. We're probably going to get back into the 40s on Tuesday. And then probably still kind of on the chilly side, right around 40 degrees each day throughout the rest of the work week, but no other bigger events to really deal with getting into next week, just a little bit on the chillier side. So not too bad getting into next week, but yeah, it is going to be a little bit of a hurdle to get through tomorrow. So just brace for that if you have any plans to be out and about. So we'll definitely keep you updated on that front. But this storm is far reaching. This storm is affecting a lot of people in the U.S. Over the last couple of days, there's been a lot of storminess across the southern United States. And right now, that's a big problem right now. They're dealing with a lot of severe weather across the southern U.S., across the Gulf Coast states. And then this storm system is going to move into our neck of the region getting into tomorrow. So it's been fairly busy in the weather department each week. And yes, we do have another winter storm on tap. But if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com, and it will keep you updated as we deal with yet another winter storm to start the month of March. So another fun one on tap, but not really.
Yeah. And the roads will probably be slushy, more slushy, right?
Yeah, I'm not expecting like impossible travel because temperatures are going to be right around the freezing mark. But yeah, they're definitely going to still be sloppy.
And our average high is right around 40 now, right? Isn't that
We're definitely going to increase as we get into March, and that sun angle continues to rise. But this is a very special setup, so it's going to be an unusual day tomorrow. It's going to be very unlike March.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you, sir.
What's Saturday morning travel going to be like?
Yeah.
Saturday morning travel will probably be, I would say, okay, because the road crews will have all night to work on this snow because they're going to be pretty much, the snow will be ending by around midnight to 1 o'clock. So they'll have pretty much a lot of time, and the temperatures are going to be right around the freezing mark. So the salt on top of kind of the residual temperatures are really going to make, I think, the roads fine by the time you get to Saturday morning.
And Sunday we should be good. I got to go out to Royal Oak and get an MRI. So
yeah, I think we'll be good.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just during the snow is the problem.
Right. All right. Thank you, sir. I will let you go and have a great night.
All right, buddy. We'll keep you all updated in this crazy weather.
Yeah. Take care. All right. Give a shout out to a few people here. We got Patty Fix in there. She says hello. Kathy Ward, our number one fan. Barb Reddy's in there. Kelly Bailey, she's in there. Kelly is going to be a guest of ours in April and talk about Garden City Gives a Boot, a nice event that she puts on. Also, Michael Bingle's in there. Patty Fix says she will never buy an electric car. Okay. Garden City Fire Chief Kathy Harmon is in there. Good to see you, Chief. Also, Derek Parton's in there. Barb Bicknell is in there. Quite a few in there right now. So good to see you all. All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight. He is the interim DDA director for Garden City. Please welcome Mr. John Prosch. Hello, sir. How you doing?
Hey, what's happening, Mr. Parton? How are you? Hey,
We're
Mr. Mike?
great. We're great. Can't complain.
Excellent.
So, you're the interim, eh?
I am the interim, labeled interim DDA director. Yep.
Now you've been on the board though. I mean, you've been with the DDA for quite some time, right?
Yeah. Actually, I started on the board in 2007, so about 16 years. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
so I've been a trustee, been past chairman, vice chair, just different positions, but I've stuck with it, and try to be a business that's contributing back to the city and the downtown to help its cause.
Yeah. So let's get into the DDA director position. Where are we at? How long do you plan on being interim?
Yeah. Why am I here, right?
No.
So as people may or may not know, our previous director is Kim Dold, who is now a city councilwoman. And now that she's moved into that role, she can't do those two roles at the same time. So she had to resign. But we were very sad to see her switch over to that because she had been here for quite a few years and was doing a fantastic job with our events downtown and taking care of business. So, but we are glad to have her on council. So that's, give and a take right there, right?
Sure.
So that's the past, right? And so moving forward, we selected a short to do interviews, and basically we went out, not to bid, but we went out and we posted a job position for director of the DDA, And we got, there was a decent amount of applications, and then there was a filtering process originally with those, and then we got it down to a small group that we thought were going to qualify for that position from their history and their skill set, so on and so forth. So we did some interviews, and this is last, the end of last year that we were doing that.
Wow.
I think we started probably back in, I don't know, maybe August.
Now, who actually does the hiring? Does the DDA hire them, or the city, or how's that work?
Yeah, good question. So the DDA board would vote to hire the person, the director, and that would be by our vote here, or the board's vote here. And then what has to happen next is once it's done and the contract's drawn up and it's approved through the DDA board, then it goes to city council. And they basically approve. They're listed to approve the budget, or not the budget. Correction. They're listed to approve the contract for the DDA director.
Oh, okay.
There's two things. There's two things that we have to get approval from council on. Most definitely. There's others too, but one is our budget. They have to review and qualify our budget every year, and then also the director position. So,
okay. So they pretty much go on your recommendation as a board then.
Right. That's right. Correct. So, all right. So basically what happened was we did all these interviews, and we just really couldn't nail down what we were looking for as a DDA. So, and understand that there's a lot of moving parts with this for us. And one of the major moving parts is we've been talking with mayor and council to, have some synergy with council to make sure that we're all moving forward together. We're pretty autonomous to city council, but in a lot of situations, we like to work together with them. And one of those topics is economic growth. So we're working with them to try to combine our efforts of our director and what they're doing at City Hall under the council's leadership to work on economic growth and development in the entire city. But obviously we're covering the DDA district. Right. So working on that, there's kind of a lot of moving parts with it. So we just, we couldn't nail down exactly what we wanted. So we knew we needed something to happen. And I don't know, it might've kind of started out as just a side thought, but it transpired into, part-time time for me to be here. I had to resign as a board member because you can't do both.
Okay.
So I rescinded my position with the hopes that we move into a new directorship, and then if the mayor and the council chooses to appoint me back to the board again, so as a trustee again.
So, do you have anything in the pipeline now as far as interviews, or?
So we're working towards that, but like I said, the process is kind of tricky right now because we're trying to work with city council. They're interested in hiring an economic development director. They've been talking about this.
Right.
They're looking to budget for that in the next budget year.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we do too as a DDA board, and we want to figure out how we can complement that within our DDA as well. So there might be some crossover between that, and that's allowed. That's legal. As another term would be allowed. That's something that we're allowed to do, but we're just trying to kind of lay that out. So it could be we have a full-time economic development director under the city council working out of City Hall, and maybe a complementary part-time DDA director, because some of that job duties would shift. We could have a full-time. There could be
the budget's there.
Yeah, depending, right? And we have our own budget.
Right.
But there's, like I said, a lot of moving parts. So we're working on it. We're working on it every month. We're working on it as quick as we can. But we don't want to do anything shortchanged and something that we're going to regret later. Like we want to do it good and right, Yeah. So we're taking our time to do that. We're doing our diligence.
Sure.
Or I should say the board's doing their diligence.
Right. And you're at the helm. I mean, they're in good hands.
Thank you. Yeah, quick learning curve, but the real benefit for the board was my knowledge already and what I already knew and understand about how things are working, not only in the DDA but in the city itself. And people know me at City Hall, so it just makes that transition a little bit easier right now.
Right.
So
well, let's get into the real estate end of it and trying to fill these empty buildings, which you've probably seen a lot on Facebook and social media, that people are kind of disappointed that there's so many empty buildings now and vacant property. The Kmart property, that's a prime property. But here's the thing, you got to work with the owners of these properties and landlords too. Am I right?
This is our number one Achilles heel. Okay?
It's like they're happy with it being empty and just pay the taxes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, this is probably the number one reason why the city is interested in budgeting for an economic development director. Somebody that is their job number one is to fill our empty spaces.
Yes.
It is their number one job, right?
Right.
To fill the empty space, get some real estate going, and just focus on that solely. That's it. And we haven't had an economic development director in the city since, I want to say, probably 2008, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
somebody that's solely working on that. So, and the DDA is well on board with that. In fact, I dumped out 12 emails today on possible opportunities of businesses and national businesses that could look at these spaces that we have in the city. For example, the former Kmart lot, right? So I've sent some emails to some opportunities that might be there to take over that 6 acres and make something of it, right? Mm-hmm. And I've been researching how we can move these properties or help move them, because we can't do it, right? You said it earlier. It's up to property owners and their motivation to move it, and then real estate agents. Believe it or not, some of them in the commercial world, they're a little bit dicey to work with. So trying to get them to call you back and make some moves, so on and so forth. So,
and I know we've lost businesses because of the landlords in some of these buildings. Yeah, they didn't want to work with the tenant. Right. And I know one in particular that was here over 25 years, and he left to go to Westland. Mm-hmm. And the guy worked with him. He gave him 3 months rent, and he's happy as can be. And these landlords and owners, they need to work with the city. They need to work with us. Yeah, absolutely. To talk, I'll come back to that comment if you don't mind. I just wanted to comment that I sat in on a webinar on Tuesday, and it was basically how to build strong downtowns. And they had it's a national organization that put that webinar on. So I sat in on that, and I got some good ideas that we're going to try to help move forward. And I'm going to talk to the powers that be at the city office and see if we can make some things happen to make it more palatable and more enticing for people to come here. Right. Mm-hmm. So right. We need to attract these people, and we're not doing that.
Right. Right. And we want to fill this Ford Road, right? We want to fill this Ford Road. So when you leave Dearborn Heights and you're headed towards Westland, you're in Garden, and it's happening here because there's businesses up and down. We got plenty of opportunity here, and we want to be able to take advantage of that.
Right. It'd be nice if they could lower the speed limit on Ford Road while they're going through Garden City, but I don't know about that either. That's a whole nother story.
Sure. Yeah, I see Michael's got some comments about what other cities are doing and who's interested in our spaces. Michael, I've been reaching out to those very people, and I've been hunting down with relentless contacts to see if we can get some action happening in these big empty spaces we have. So, and he's right. You can't be a pest, right? You have to stay on it. So, and that's what I'm doing. So
You know what I would like to see, though? You say you want to work with the city too. I'd like to see the city, the DDA, and the GCBA all working together. The
Yeah,
Garden Fitness Alliance should have some say as well, and maybe even some residents throw in there and have like a think tank or something to see what we can do.
sure. So I met with the GCBA president, Jackie, last week. We had a good talk, and we have some ideas. So that's already in the works. I talked with the mayor 2 weeks ago, Mayor Jacobs, and I said, hey, this is my idea. I said, I'm going to put together a PowerPoint about the DDA, why we have it, how it works, on a short list, the ins and outs. And
Right.
we're going to invite every business owner or property owner that's within our district here. We're going to probably do it over at, I don't know. We got to find some space to do it.
Radcliffe?
But yeah, maybe Radcliffe. But we're going to do like basically a meet and greet.
Okay.
Basically, the idea is to get everybody to come listen to a quick presentation, do a meet and greet, because we got a lot of new. Although we need more business, we have a lot of new business here. So the idea is to get these people in a room. Let's meet and greet. Let's talk about it. Voice their concerns and be able to, see if they can help us and we can help them. Right. So it's one thing to see all the businesses and we're like, oh yeah, look at that business. I know that guy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But does he need our help in any way? And how can we do that? And maybe he has some ideas about how. Just on our DDA board, we have people who are like, man, I got friends. They have other businesses that they know from other towns. So let's try to get it in here and use it, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So
now let me ask you this. Have you considered reaching out to the MIRA, which is the Midwest Independent Retailer Association?
Yeah.
And Mayor Wild is now the chief executive officer, and he might be willing to help get some members that might be interested in Garden City.
Yeah, that's a good good proposition to go after.
Yeah, he's a good guy, and I'm sure he'd be willing to work with you for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of concepts that I was talking to with the GCBA director. Just to, it's about bringing business here, but it's also about bringing people from the residential district of our area and outside to our downtown. So one event that does that really well is the chili cook-off. If you've been to that, Yeah. So that's obviously we're doing that this year. It's a happening gig. We're doing the Lucky Squirrel again. Last year we did it twice. This year we're doing it 3 times. So those dates are May 20th, May 20th, July 22nd, and September 16th. So we're doing it basically every other month this summer.
I got them all right here. Yeah, you have like 100 to 200 vendors.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're filling up quick. We still got some spots left, but
I was going to ask you if you have spots.
Yeah, the May one's filling up, but some of these people are actually reserving their spots for July and September as well. So it's filling up, but it's going well. And then we also do the Indie Art and Craft Jam. And when I say we, that's actually led by Creative Soul Business, Charlotte Laurie. That's her gig on Sunday. She does that on May 21st and September 17th. That's actually picking up some traction, and there's more people involved in that. So that's great. Another concept that we're talking about doing is a restaurant week. So basically we get all the restaurants to be involved, and really it's simple for them. So we call it Restaurant Week in Garden City. And our goal would be to combine it with other cities around. So this is Restaurant Week. Come to Garden City. You walk into one of our restaurants here and they got specials for Restaurant Week.
Menu.
Half off special.
Kind of like the Dine and Dash we used to do with the GCBA.
Similar.
Right.
Yeah, similar. Yep. And we've been working with the GCBA to try to promote our restaurant businesses to specific events such as the Kerwin Classic. If you know anything about the Kerwin Classic for the kids baseball, I understand it brings about 3,000 or more people into the city.
We do the music in the park, and that definitely brings a lot of people in. That's going to be 3 times in the year this summer.
Right.
And, hopefully they'll mingle downtown, go down to our restaurants and that.
Sure. Yeah. And like I said, these events or these things, these happenings that we have help the people want to stick around here. Right. And that's like, come to the town, come downtown. I know for some people it's like old hat. Yeah, we've had that before. It's this and that. But if you come to the Lucky Squirrel and you see how many people are A, being a vendor, and B, coming to check it out on a Saturday afternoon,
right?
You got to be most assured that they're going to walk into these businesses that are right around it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I know I'm sure you've heard it. You can't go in Garden City and buy a pair of pants or not even a pair of shoes now. So it's kind of tough, when you got to go to Westland, and Livonia seems to be opening up the business every day over there. It's just depressing,
Right. Well, and there's another concept that we've talked about. Garden City, if you've been here long enough or you've learned the history, that Garden City has been a little niche city surrounded by big cities. And one of those things that we have is, well, most people know it's the home of the first Little Caesars, right?
Yeah.
It's also home of the first Art Van Furniture. It's also home of the first Kmart, right? So where I'm going with this is it's a great area for a startup business.
It is.
Expand and grow.
Exactly.
Right.
I agree. It definitely is. We're a blue collar town. We support our local businesses to the end.
Right.
And I just don't know what we have to do to attract businesses. Now, what about tax incentives and that? That's just something the city has to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that would fall under the city's jurisdiction, under the council. We don't really make that call. But that is a great, way to open the door to talk to people, right? Like, look, let's talk about tax incentives.
Yeah.
How can we entice you to come here if we do A, B, and C, and has to do with taxes, right?
And if the landlord rents it to a tenant, why can't he give the tenant a month free rent, for God's sake? I know one of the landlords right on Ford Road, a friend of ours wanted to open a business. He went in there and he wanted him to go in and completely finish the inside of the building. And there was no way he could do that, plus pay the rent he wanted. So, it all boils down to that too,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Trading.
Yeah. Well, and that's, our hopes is, when I say hopes, our goal is to work with the city and motivate and promote an economic development director, so that person can lead the way on these things.
That would be huge.
Like I said earlier, this is your job. You're working on getting these locations filled with businesses and attracting here. And maybe you go to council and you say, hey, we can do a lot better on getting people to come to our town if they had tax incentives.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So
you got to increase them somehow.
Right.
Thanks.
Right.
Exactly. But and then, like I said, reach out to former Mayor Wild at the MIRA. I think there's a lot of members there. They have grocery stores, they have everything, and they may be willing to look at Garden City. Expand.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Yes, sir.
Now you have a business. Let's talk about your business in Garden City.
Yeah. I've been running a martial arts training facility here in Garden City since 2002.
Yeah.
So,
wow. And you're a master. What do you call it? Master
level, master instructor. Yeah. I just achieved my 6th degree last October. It's promoted to 6th degree.
Wow.
So yeah, that's going really well. We've got it's a program for all ages. So we have specific adult and teenager only classes. But I was there earlier tonight, and we've got a fantastic little ninja program, and that's the 4, 5, and 6 years old students. They are, they're little kids, but they work on their coordination and their focus and targeting and skills like that.
And it's good discipline too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
really good discipline.
Martial arts has been known for its discipline for so many years, and we work hard to instill that and keep that. You know, there's a lot of those life skills involved in martial arts. So
keeps them off the couch from doing this.
yeah. There's a lot of other things that try to take the attention of these children these days. But you know, being able to release that energy in a setting like that, what we offer is very valuable, and parents are very thankful for that. So
real receptive.
Sure. Yeah.
Now let me ask you: any bites on the Kmart property? Anything there at all?
No returns, but I have been actively reaching out to basically grocers opportunities, right? So there's been a lot of talk about Meijer and this concept store. In council, I had some council members call me about it. There's been some residential comments about it. So one, I followed up with it, and I've been staying on that. And then I've also opened that door to reach out to other similar opportunities that may be able to take that space.
Michael actually mentioned the concept store. Interested for
they have so Meijer is actually the parent company that owns Fresh Time too.
Oh, okay.
It's a smaller version. They're kind of a smaller version store, a little bit different of an atmosphere and experience, but they own that too. So maybe if that concept store isn't something they're looking about here, maybe that Fresh Time will work. So I barked up both those trees, and we'll continue to do so.
Awesome.
And then other opportunities like, Trader Joe's is one of them. So I've been reaching out to them. And similar. So
they're actually related to Aldi's. They're brothers.
Right. So
we miss our Kroger's. Yeah, for sure. That's for sure.
It's a big talk around town about how Kroger, they're missing it by the transformation they did around here.
Right.
It's unfortunate.
And let me ask you about the across from sports venue. What's going on there? Is that the RC remote control?
Yeah, so Mr. Kanda is a gentleman. He owns that property, and he's been working on it. And right now he is finishing up some private legal matters that have to do with that.
Okay.
And then once he's done with that, he's moving forward with that project. He just is
he's done a lot of work.
He's on a little bit of a required suspension right now, not by his own doing. He's doing things right, and he promises that that's going to be a fantastic location for what he's doing. We've seen some concepts, and he's been in the office here multiple times talking about what it looks like, and he's very excited and motivated to get it done. He's just his hands are tied right now, but we hope they're going to be untied shortly.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
because I know it was kind of at a standstill. And then unfortunately, Golden Feather is up for sale, and that was a shame to see that go. It was.
Yeah. And then there's a couple other big opportunities, and then one of the challenges that being in in my martial arts business, I'm operational vice president, so I handle a lot of our locations. We have multiple locations. And one of the things,
all over.
Yeah, one of the things that we're looking at all the time is demographic research. And just because we have 4 miles by 2 miles here, it puts us into a demographic picture that a lot of businesses, if you don't come here, you don't know. You're just looking at numbers on paper.
Right.
And skew you. So basically, they look at their requirements and say, well, you don't match that, so we're not coming there. Well, unfortunately for them, I mean, look at Wayne County's. What is this? The fourth busiest intersection in Wayne County, Ford and Middlewell?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Ford and Merriman too. Ford and
Merriman, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the highway, so to speak, all the way from Southfield clear to the other side of Canton.
Right.
So there's a lot of opportunity for eyes on businesses right on this main drag. Mm-hmm. So it's really about making people understand, hey, I understand the demographics and we know, but you're looking at this border. Go ahead and blow that up a little bit and grab these demographics with it. I guarantee you that picture will change for you mentally.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good. Well, look, we appreciate what you're doing, and keep the fight going, and whatever you can do, we appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity to be on your show.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and come back anytime. And if you get a full-time director, maybe he can come on, or she can come on as well. Okay,
you got it. Yeah, absolutely. A couple of quick notes on the way out. My email is listed on the bottom of the screen there. So if people are interested in reaching out, and also the office number. And then we still have spots available for vendors for the Lucky Squirrel and you can sign up for May, July, or September, or all three. As you'd like. So we're ready for that at any time.
You know the cost for that, John, or no?
Those are 10 by 10 spaces. They're 25 a piece.
Wow, that's very reasonable. Very reasonable.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the amount of people that come through there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll mention it again at the end of the show, and you take care, buddy.
Thanks, Mr. Barton. Mr. Mike, thank you so much.
All right, you take care. Keep in touch.
You got it.
All right. All right.
Hey, Carrie.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the things we need to do, and I know the mayor has said they're looking at it, is we need tax decentives.
Yeah.
Increase the taxes on these landlords that are just sitting on the property and doing nothing.
Exactly.
To encourage them to do something.
Right. Yeah, I know. They tick me off more than anything. Is they sit on these properties, and just like
Metropolitan.
Remember where the Knights of Columbus Hall was? That property, that's been vacant for how long? I mean, years. And they just sit on it. And also the corner of Ford and Merriman, right there. Mm-hmm. That's been sitting vacant for years. They want an ungodly price, I would imagine. Yeah, we got to get on these landlords for sure. All right, once again, you can contact John at 734-261-2830, and his email is john@downtowngardencity.com. And he'd be happy to talk with you, and any suggestions you might have, let him know. Okay, let's get Joe Bartley in here, and then we're going to close out the show with Mike doing some announcements. All right?
Bunch.
All right, here we go. Come on, Joe, where are you at?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Tax Talk with Joe Bartley. So today's topic is an interesting one. It's been in the news a little bit lately, and we're probably going to continue to see it in the news, and you're going to hear more about this as time goes by. And it is the credit for electric vehicles, which is a new form, Form 8936. I know that means nothing to most people, but that's the form it's going to be on. So there is a credit. It's up to $7,500 per vehicle on these electric vehicles that qualify. Now, a couple things. In order to qualify, first of all, it has to be final assembly in North America, which is, of course, U.S., Canada, or Mexico. Then the next one is the MSRP has to be under $80,000 for a SUV or pickup and under $55,000 for a car. Now, this vehicle also has to have four wheels and has to be road ready. In other words, no off-roading. The gross weight has to be under 14,000 pounds. And when you get this credit, the seller or the dealer has to provide a report as a printout and stating all of these things. So again, the credit is up to $7,500. There is a formula, and there's a lot of factors that go involved into that, such as kilowatts and charging power and that kind of thing. But I think for the most part, the credit's going to be $7,500. Now, this is for new vehicles only. In other words, not a used vehicle. Now, if you're not sure if the vehicle is made in North America, if you look at the VIN number You can tell by the VIN number on the front. Now, when you do your taxes, you will have to put that VIN number of your vehicle on the tax return itself. Now, there's also some income limits in order to qualify for this credit. Married filing jointly, you have to have a income of less than $300,000 a year, and single is $150,000 a year. So there's a lot more information, and probably some things will be cleaned up a little bit as we go. But that is the crux of it. The best thing to do, if you're not sure, is get with your tax preparer, talk to them about it, and see what they're saying. Now, unfortunately, you can't always go by what a salesperson or dealer is telling you, because sometimes they don't have their facts straight. And remember, they're trying to sell you a car too. So make sure you get all the facts, but it is a pretty good credit, especially if you're in the market to get one of these newer electric vehicles. So, okay, if I can help you with that or any other tax issues, please get a hold of me. I'm Joe from J&J Taxes and More. My office is located in downtown Garden City at 29217 Ford Road. I'm in Suite 104. Everything I do is by appointments. The best way to get a hold of me, email, which is joe@j&jtaxesandmore.com. Everything spelled out. Or my phone number, 734-523-8291. I also have a Facebook page, J&J Taxes and More, where you can monitor, where I try to put some helpful hints and tidbits on there occasionally. And you can usually get a hold of me through Facebook also. So it's a busy time of year. This is our rush. So we are making appointments probably about 2 weeks out right now. So if you're having your information, good idea to get it ready. But again, pay special attention to those electric vehicles and keep reading for more credits. Thanks. Have a good day.
Joe, good information.
Worry about the availability of charging stations.
Yeah, that's they were supposed to get some. Doc had told me they were supposed to get some at the city hall, and I don't know what happened there. I think they're waiting for some money or something from allocated for that. But Joe does a great job. We went last week, got our taxes done. I got my federal back in 1 week. 1 week exactly. Still waiting on state, but I'm happy. All right, moving on. The next city council meeting is going to be March the 6th, 7 p.m. at Council Chambers, located at 6000 Middlebelt Road. And on March 13th, there's going to be a budget meeting at 6 p.m. at the police station. These council meetings are a good way for you to get involved and voice any concerns that you may have as well. All right, let's get to the community announcements for tonight. Mike, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let me bring this up. Here we go.
Well, that'll be the day. When you say yes, that'll be the day.
Okay, it's time for
you make me
the
cry. You say you're gonna
Mike
leave.
in here. Mike,
You know it's a
Right.
lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die.
all right, good job, my friend. Here we go. They're desperate here.
Yeah, we need your volunteers needed for the Garden City Meals on Wheels. Apply at Maplewood Center, 37735 Maplewood Boulevard in Garden City, or call 734-793-7874. They need drivers, of course, but they need people that can or don't want to drive, that can package the meals and what have you.
Yeah, they can just sit right there and help package them. And it's not real strenuous, but they can definitely use the help for sure.
Yep. One-on-one adult tech tutor. Need help with email, the internet, your cell phone, or a computer? Meet with Julie every Wednesday, 4 to 6 p.m. or the first Saturday of each month. 1.5 hour slots by appointment only. Call to register 734-793-1830. This takes place in the Garden City Public Library.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was at Radcliffe Center.
Yeah, I don't know if she's still there or if she just moved over to Maplewood, but this is what they had up. So
I don't know.
I did want to mention Kim Marquette is in the chat room. And for those of you that don't know Kim, she is with the Straight Farmhouse Museum, and they have all kinds of events going on over there.
Yes.
So I urge you to go to their website at straightfarmhouse.org, and you can see all the lists of all their events that they have coming up. And they do a real good job over there. So check that out. All right.
What else you got?
What else? Shannon Coffee.
Coffee, Notary Public, mobile notary, visual notary, loan signing agent. You can contact her at 734-469-8821 or at www.notarybabeshan.com.
Also, for those of you that don't know where the Straight Farmhouse Museum is, 6221 Merriman Road. So check that out. Wednesdays and Saturdays, I think they're open noon to 3. Very interesting stuff over there.
Senior Fitness Club at the Radcliffe Center. You
Yeah,
can
open.
join now.
Yeah.
3-month membership is $25. Drop-in is $3. 12-month membership is $70. And for the grand opening on Monday, we were giving away 3 months worth of membership in a drawing.
What's that now?
At the grand opening on Monday,
Yeah, I know. I couldn't make it.
the people who showed up could register for a drawing for 3 months free membership
Ah, nice.
or membership extension.
Cool. Yeah, we got to get over there and get our membership. We're going to start. I got to have an MRI on my my knee, so we'll see what happens after that. But
Yeah, they've got all of the machines that they anticipate having except one that's still back ordered.
okay.
And it was a pretty nice setup.
Yeah, cool.
I spent a couple hours over there greeting people and doing 3 minutes on each machine and what have you.
Awesome. Very nice.
Yeah.
This game room's really nice too. State of the art.
Yep, a game room at the Radcliffe Center. Opened this week, February 27th. It's free, free for 16 and over.
Right.
Open during building hours, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. and Saturday, 9 to 4 o'clock.
Yeah, they do a nice job over there. Very nice.
Yeah, they've turned that into quite a destination place.
Yeah.
Neighborhood. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Neighborhood Watch is back. They meet on the second Tuesday of every month.
Yep.
The next meeting will be March 14th at 7 p.m. in the Garden City Police Department.
All right.
St. Thomas the Apostle Parish is having their world famous fish fry every Friday through April 7th from 4:30 to 7.
Yeah.
It may not last till 7 because sometimes they have so many people there that they run out of food.
Yeah, they run out. Yeah.
Yeah. Great dinners, friends, and desserts, a variety of menu choices.
Yep.
All Indian dinners include coffee, tea, milk at no extra charge. Carry-out dinners are available.
All right. Yeah, they have a good turnout over there.
Sports venue supporting the Garden City High School boys soccer team. March 4th, that's this Saturday, from 12 to 9, join the Garden City High School boys soccer players and their families for great food and fun times for a good course, for a great course. Gift basket raffles, 50-50 raffles, and a bake sale. A night to remember, Daddy and Daughter Dance, Saturday, March 18th, Radcliffe Center from 6 to 8 p.m. You have an elegant evening of dinner and dancing, $20 a person, 1751 Radcliffe Street in Garden City.
Very cool.
Fundraising.
Just Roadhouse.
Okay, Texas Roadhouse.
Mm.
Supporting Relay for Life in Wayne Westland on May 23rd from 3 to 10 p.m. 10% donation night. Support Relay for Life by presenting this flyer to the Westland location And Texas Roadhouse will donate 10% of your total food purchases to Relay for Life in Wayne Westland.
Wow, that's pretty good because, boy, they are busy over there. That place is always packed.
A hiring fair at Garden City Hospital, clinical and non-clinical. They're looking for all types of positions, up to $20,000 a sign-up bonus, same-day interviews and offers.
Yeah.
That's on Friday, March 24th from 10 to 8. Okay.
Michael Bingle says he invites you to go to Scotty's Fish and Chips. Anyone who wants to go, let him know. He will drive you, won't be disappointed. He likes that Scotty's Fish and Chips. I used to go there when I was a kid. That's how long they've been around.
Okay, the Garden City Senior Center is presenting Cornwell's Turkeyville Lunch Theater on Friday, March 24th. Tickets are $55 per person. Lunch is served at 12 p.m. Show starts at 2 p.m.
Yeah, I hope they still have tickets. I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, they had reported in Parks and Rec on how many tickets were sold.
Oh, okay.
And sold for that, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I can't lay my hands on it right at this moment. Okay. Dog Vaccination Day in Westland. Low-cost dog vaccinations, microchips, and licenses. Free to Westland veterans. Dog vaccinations are only $20. Dog microchips are only $10. On the site, Westland dog license for only $12. This is being sponsored by Westland Car Care Towing.
Right. Yeah, they do this. They've done this the last few years.
Yeah. Okay. Notre Dame Social Club is having a Peter Cottontail workshop on March 25th from 11 to 5. Kids of all ages are welcome. There's free photos with the Easter Bunny, free crafts, meal deals, free entry at the Notre Dame Hall, 3144 South Wayne Road in downtown Wayne.
Okay.
Okay, Garden City Parks and Recreation is having their egg hunt on Saturday, April 8th. It's a free event. There'll be 3 different age groups, 3 and under, 4 through 6, and 7 through 10. Search for over 12,000 eggs.
Wow.
Large age groups will have 15 magical eggs that can be turned in for a special prize. Easter Bunny arrives at 9:15. The hunt begins at 9:30. Free event. Bring your own bag or basket. No need to register. This will be on the Garden City Ball Fields at 200 North Log Cabin Road. Let's talk. The Mayor's Forum. The next one will be Wednesday, April 12th at 5 p.m. in City Hall. It's free and open to the public. It's an open discussion. You can share opinions, talk openly. If you've got any burning questions, I'm sure the mayor will be glad to either give you the answers or get the answers for you.
Yeah, that's where you speak up or forever hold your peace.
Garden City Kiwanis on April 15th. We'll be having the 6th annual Great Pig Race. Tickets are $20. You do have to be 21 years old and over. It's going to be at St. Thomas the Apostle again at 31530 Beechwood in Garden City. Doors open at 6. Post time is 7:30. Food, fun, basket raffles, food 50-50 raffles, a cash bar. You buy your pig butts and place your bets on Chapmeister or any of the other pigs that you want.
Right.
Come bet on your favorite pig to win.
Yeah. I happened to run into John Fleming and said that you've been trying to pay him for our pig, and he hasn't been at Kiwanis the last few times.
Well, he came to the board meeting Wednesday, but I didn't have my checkbook with me.
Oh.
Now, when I have my checkbook with me, like on Thursday lunch, he's busy doing taxes and he doesn't show up.
Well, just let me know what I owe.
Yeah, well, it's going to be what?
50.
Yeah,
yeah, $100.
$50, but Lucky Squirrel Flea Market Vendor Show. The first one's going to be Saturday, May 20th.
Yep.
From 10 to 3 p.m. at the Ford Road Middlebelt Town Center Plaza.
Yep. John says there's still space available, so get it in.
Yeah, those are big events. There's a lot of people turn out for
10 by
those
10
as vendors and as people looking for bargains of various types.
Right.
Wayne Open Air Farmers and Artesian Market every Wednesday from 3 to 7 p.m. starting May 31st at the Notre Dame Hall, 3144 South Wayne Road in downtown Wayne.
Yep.
Save the date. This is from our old buddy Don Nicholson.
Yep.
The American Wayne Road Cruise will be on June 10th. The Cruising Hines, Nothing But the Classics, will be on August 27th. The Drive-In Cruising with Instep will be on August 9th at 450 South Benoit in Westland. Free drive-in movie to be determined.
Yep. This is a big event here.
Yeah, the 22nd Annual Autos for Autism Car Show to benefit Berger School for Students with Autism. Monday, June 19th from 4 to 9 p.m. back at the Garden City Middle School.
Yep.
1851 Radcliffe near Ford Road in Wildwood. Live music by Bonnie and the Working Girls. Special guests will be working in delicious food by R&J Smoked Meats. Merchandise raffles, lots of trophies, dash plaques to the first 300 vehicles to entrance. Motorcycles are welcomed. Register and sponsor or donate online, and you can do that by either going to www.autosforautismmgc.com or calling Lisa Clark at 734-323-3010 or Kim Marquette at 734-812-1559.
That's all I got. I did want to mention real quick that we went to the charity hockey game, Cheryl and I, and watched a good game. Garden City Police won 11-7, but actually they were all winners because it was for a good cause, and a lot of people showed up. It was really, really a good crowd there. So congrats to Westland Police and Garden City Police, putting on a good job. Also, the marketplace.
I'm looking at mine right now.
March is out. Summer is coming, believe it or not. But we shall see after Friday. Also, I don't know if you got in the mail your Rec Connect magazine.
I've got mine right here.
Parks and Rec.
Ta-da. It's got a lot of good stuff in there.
A lot of good stuff in here. A lot of different services, phone numbers, events, the Radcliffe Center. Also, all the prices for the pavilions, and all the phone numbers that you need. So this is really good. And that's all I got.
Okay, the Music in the Park, we got 3 dates.
Yep, 3 dates for that now.
June 15th, July 20th, and August 17th.
Yep.
Vendor show from 4 to 9. Music starts at 6:30 and runs till 9 o'clock.
And I just found out that American Ages Band is coming back.
Oh, good.
He said they were going to be back, so good to hear that.
Garden City Thrift Shop hours are Monday through Thursday from 9 to 2.
Yeah.
Strides for Step, Saturday, May 20th. Check-in begins at 8:30. 5K starts at 9 a.m. And you can location at Crowley Park in Westland. Registration is $30. What else have I got here from the marketplace? Tech Talk with Julie, we mentioned.
Michael Bingo says $2,600 was raised at that.
Yeah, for the officer. Yeah, that's nice.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I didn't hear the final tally. Thanks for that, Mike.
Garden City Ice Arena, public skating on Sundays from 12 to 1:30. Adults are $6 and kids 15 and under are $5. Skate rentals are $3.
Mm-hmm.
They have drop-in hockey on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 to 2:30.
Wanted to mention Shannon Coffey's in there, been watching us from the Notary Babe, Notary Public. She is a busy girl.
Okay, what else we got? Table topics. This looks like an interesting one.
What's that?
Table topics with Girlfriends of Grace. This is going to be at the Merriman Road Baptist Church on October. Well, the first date is in October. Well, so we'll get back to it.
I want you to know that we are booked solid for the entire month of March as far as guests.
Fantastic.
And I will give you a rundown when you're done.
There's also in the marketplace a page about programs at the Garden City Library. Lots and lots of programs.
Uh-huh.
And as far as Rec Connection goes, let me see. There was
A lot of stuff in there, you know.
yeah, there is.
They did a great job on this. I don't know who put it together, but they did a really good job.
I got Dance Express.
I see Parents Night Out. They're going to have another Parents Night Out Friday nights at Radcliffe Center, 5:30 to 9, March 24th, April 21st, and May 19th. Arts and crafts, games, pizza, movies. Ages 5 to 11, $20 a child, $10 for siblings.
A Mother and Son Dance coming up on May
Yep.
at the Radcliffe Center. With a catered dinner, picture opportunities, DJ and dancing from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Ice cream social and bingo at the Senior Center Monday, July, I think that's 11th, 1 p.m. Craft Day at the Radcliffe Center, Saturday, April 1st, June 3rd, and August 5th, 11 to 12, $10 a person.
A mom
So,
to
yeah,
mom
it's
sale.
amazing. A lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, this is a really good source of information about
It is.
events and stuff around Garden City, especially in the Radcliffe Center.
Right.
And as far as that goes, Parks and Rec events of all kinds.
Mike says the Wings are tied 4-4.
Really?
Yeah, they need to win. I'm telling you.
Yeah, those two losses to Ottawa hurt.
I can't believe the trade they did.
With Bertuzzi.
Wow.
Well, apparently they weren't going to sign him.
Huh?
Apparently they weren't going to sign him, and they didn't want to lose him for nothing. So
Yeah, I guess.
he does have some issue. He plays hard. He's a
does.
real spark plug.
Yeah.
But he gets hurt a lot too.
Yeah, he does. He has gets a
And
lot.
then last year when he wouldn't go to Canada because of COVID, those cost him several games.
Right. It was nice to see Larkin signed.
Yeah.
He didn't get the 9 years, but he got a pretty good one. All right. You done?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, we'll save some for next week. We'll move on here. Once again, we're always looking for guests to come on the show. If you're interested, you know someone interested, we'd love to hear from you. Just email us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook. It doesn't matter what community you live in. We want to hear from you. We are doing shows remotely, so you can do it from the comfort of your home or office. Come on the show and share your information with us and the surrounding communities. Contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you. And speaking of guests, here we go. We have March booked up next week, March the 9th. We have Sergeant Steve Daniels from the Garden City Police Department. The new community resource officer is going to be here.
Is he going to bring Blue with him?
I don't know. We'll have to see. On March 16th, we have Derek Parton's going to be back from D&D Sports Chat. He wants to talk about the upcoming Tiger season and much more. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, they got a lot of question marks, people we don't know anything about.
I know. On March 23rd, we have a very important show for all parents of kids in school. This lady reached out to me the other day, and I got her scheduled for, what did I say, March 23rd. Demita Dubois will be here, and she's going to talk about school bullying and child support. She is, I can't believe that still goes on today, but I guess it does.
Well, these adolescent kids,
it's terrible.
Some of them just
it's
are ridiculous. What the things that they do
Well, she is a 15-year probation agent with Wayne County, and will answer any questions that you might have as well. And finally, rounding out the month of March, on March 30th, Mary Gills McLaughlin will be here to talk about her recent teaching adventure in Alaska. She was in Alaska for eight weeks over there. Brutal weather, just brutal. So she's going to talk about that, her experience. She's going to be back home. She's going to be doing it from Arkansas. And her story is quite interesting. You won't want to miss it. And then quickly going into April, on April 20th, I mentioned that our guest is going to be Kelly Bailey, who started Garden City Gives a Boot. She collects donated new and gently used boots for homeless veterans, and she'll be here to tell us all about it. So a lot of good guests coming up. So get those on your calendars, and we hope that you'll be able to join us live. All right. Let's see. Michael Bingle says the Tigers are better than you think. Okay, well, time will tell. Let's see.
I think they do a better job of avoiding all these long-term injuries that
Right.
they had last year. It sure helped.
Yeah. All right, Mike. With that said, I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
It's a podcast.
We want to thank DDA Director John Prosch for coming on and chatting with us. He had some really good information and updated us on what's going on. So if you tuned in late, make sure you check it out. Once again, you can contact him at 734-261-2830. That's the office. Or you can email him at john@downtowngardencity.com. And he would love to hear from you and discuss any ideas that you might have. Also, big thanks to my fantastic co-host, meteorologist Dr. Tom Iwinski, and Mike Jones. Great job as always. Mike, any final thoughts before we go?
No, just get vaccinated, please.
Yep. Keep those vaccines coming. A huge thank you to each and every one of you for sharing part of your time with us tonight and also over the years. This May, we're going to be celebrating 13 years on the air.
Wow.
We couldn't do it without you. Thank you very much. Also, don't forget, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on our Facebook page. So we hope that you'll catch it later at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late tonight, by going to facebook.com/GCChat. And feel free to share the show with your friends on Facebook too. Also catch us on our YouTube channel. Just search for us on YouTube at GC Community Chat. You'll find not only this show, but all our past shows there as well. And please subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button. We would appreciate that. And as always, at the end of all of our shows, we want to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe, and we want you to know you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community. So please support your local businesses. Hopefully, we're going to get some new businesses in here. John's working on it, so we'll see how it goes. And please don't hesitate, vaccinate. Get that booster and also your flu shot. Protect yourself and others. And Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Say something, exactly. For all your weather information, and you're going to want it, make sure you head on over to drtomsweather.com. He's got a great user-friendly website over there. A lot of good information. So he'll be updating it throughout the night and throughout the weekend. We will see you right back here next week live, March the 9th, for show number 613 with our guest Sergeant Stephen Daniels from the Garden City PD. So until then, we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to contact us here at the chat for any reason, once again, our email is gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know how we're doing and what you would like to see more of. Thanks again for watching and all the comments. Michael Bingle, behave in there. I will talk to you later. We appreciate you guys, all the comments. Please have a safe rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Mike, good night, buddy.
Good night.
All right, have a good one.
You too.